Ah, and so we have reached him in this playthrough. Today we have landed upon my man, my main, my highest leveled hero, Kael'thas. Woo, do I have a lot of history with this character in recent, right there, you can see. Most played games, highest leveled, my man, Kael'thas. Kael'thas, historically, since he has entered the game, has been regarded as one of the most powerful characters this game has ever seen. Now, he's not quite where he used to be right now. He's still pretty strong. But he's nothing compared to what he was when he first came out. When he first came out, he was one of the most overpowered things this game has ever seen. But of course, before other characters came out and kind of, dethroned him from that pedestal, like Li Ming. One of the things that made him strong at first was his Flame Strike, but then Blizzard kind of reworked that, and then Living Bomb became his thing, and this ability, at that time, it was a little, you had to do it right, but it was capable, and there's a video showing this. It was capable of one-shotting, essentially, someone from high full health to no health. Like, in 1 second, boom, they were gone. They were dead. It was so strong. The whole Living Bomb thing, it was just kept chaining and chaining and chaining and chaining and chaining, and it would just have this, because it would get stronger with each chain explosion. It was insane how powerful Kael'thas was with Living Bomb. Blizzard decided, when they saw videos like that, because there's a video I saw where a full health Diablo was in the lane, he was surrounded by minions, Kael'thas did the Living Bomb thing, boom, he was dead in a second. It was insane. Blizzard was like, yeah, we don't really want that. That's a little too strong, and that's not really what we want him to be. And then we had the redesign, which is the current iteration of Kael'thas, where they wanted him to be more of a AoE ranged assassin, to do AoE damage, emphasizing Flame Strike instead of Living Bomb. And this has made Kael'thas kind of a, he's in a good spot. He's just not, like, overpowered or anything, but I still think he's in a good spot. He can be a very risky character with his level 1 talent, and obviously I've learned when to choose this if the circumstances are right. But let me tell you guys something. This takes practice. Okay, you can't just go into your first game as Kael'thas and go, well, just finish this convection quest. No, this takes practice. This talent alone helped make me a better player. It taught me to do better at positioning, to do better at anticipation, just everything you need you had to get better at. And this is the talent that taught me how to do that. And I used to pick this regardless. Like, this took me from silver to platinum in Hero League in one season. Just this talent. But of course there were some highs and lows, but needless to say, I learned a lot from running this Flame Strike build with Convection. Whether or not we do it today in this match, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, it'll depend on the matchup, but hopefully it's gonna go well. I want the video of my favorite character, my main, to be a good one. Alright, we find ourselves on Warhead Junction. The friendly team, Kael'thas, Lunara, a silenced Illidan, which is grouped up with the Lunara, that's interesting, Tassadar, Nova, versus Zul'jin, Vala, Tyrande, Azmodan, Samuro.
Battle commencing.
Now, there's a part of me that does want to go Convection here because of Samuro. His images count towards the stacks that you can apply to Convection. However, with the sniping and stealth capabilities of Tyrande, not to mention the absurd range damage from both Zul'jin and Vala, I'm not going to risk that. I'm instead going to go with Mana Addict. There is pretty decent amount of, unfortunately, I didn't hit anything there. Go ahead and put the living bomb on that minion wave. There we go. Oh, and I want to go for that glow, but if I had, I would have gotten killed right there. Staying far back is very important when you are playing Kael'thas. You have to make sure you are playing back. You stay back. Also, Kael'thas is very mana hungry. Now see, with the Tyrande, now see, I would have gotten a couple stacks there. I know, I'm realizing that. But I'm telling you guys, with all this absurd, you know, capabilities that this enemy team has, it's just far too risky. But that's something you have to learn and realize when you're playing as Kael'thas. Some people will take Convection at the most absurd times, against the most absurd comps that can just ruin their day when they are trying to, you know, finish the Convection quest. See, I want to go over here and get this globe, but I am just like, all right, fine, I'm gonna try, and I missed my stun there. All right, I'm gonna go back and heal. It's like the reward is extremely wonderful for Convection, but the risk is just really, really difficult. Especially when you are going up against a comp that excels at ruining your positioning, like Artanis, Garrosh, ETC, Muradin if he goes Haymaker. Alright, so I've changed how I feel about level 4. At level 4, I used to go with Mana Tap to give myself a little bit of mana just on the run, which doesn't pair up badly with Mana Addict once you are able to finish your mana quest. However, I realized that hitting this stun can be extremely beneficial for your team. So I'm going to go with Netherwind to increase the range. See how that living bomb does. And fortunately, our Illidan is doing some pretty good work here. So you see, of course, this Samuro would have been great for those stacks, but...
My pleasure.
Alright, got a couple of globes here. Now, of course, the mentality completely changes whether or not you take Convection if you're Kael'thas, because obviously you want to finish that quest as fast as possible. So you're going to want to focus on attacking enemies a little bit more often early on instead of laning. But if you take Mana Addict, you then can just go back to helping your team get XP in the early game.
It shall be done.
This can be both a beneficial thing and a harmful thing. And nope, I was wrong. I thought for sure, the way he moved to me, I thought for sure that was the real Samuro. Now see, no one is soaking mid lane. I need to go back and do that against, you know, not a good matchup for me though against a Zul'jin, but someone's got to do it. So that was great clearing the wave, but unfortunately, he's not going to let me get that globe. Alright, so at level 7...
Outstanding.
This is one of the things that to me made Convection really good if you finish the quest, was Burn Flesh, where if you hit 2 or more, you take they will take additional damage based on their maximum health. Now, of course, that's not really a big deal against 5 squishies. Well, I take that back. 4 squishies and then an Azmodan. Because, of course, Azmodan is not a squishy. He has one of the highest health bars in the game. And our team is... Why are they way over there? I don't know what's going on with my team. But maybe there's a reason
Indeed.
that Illidan is silenced, and I guess maybe the Lunara could also be... I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I think for this, we are instead going to go with Sun King's Fury, which this harkens back to the old days of the old Living Bomb build, where the more it spread, the more damage it did. I'm only going down here, even though Illidan can do this, I just want the globe for my quest. As I mentioned, Kael'thas has usually always had mana problems, but Mana Addict, of course, can really help with that. Like, even if you are spamming your abilities, if you're able to finish off Mana Addict, not only does it give you a nice barrier to kind of give you an extra bit of survivability, but it increases your max mana. Why did they not... They left the mid and went straight for bottom. Just completely ignored this. I'm stunned by that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and drop this right here to get the towers plus that fountain. Alright, now at level 10. This has always been a very controversial tier for Kael'thas. We have Pyroblast and Phoenix. Now, let's look at the situation here. We have a Vala, a Tyrande, who I'm sure took the stealth. Can I land my stun here on that Vala? No, I cannot. She dodged it. Put my Living Bomb there to kind of help clear up the minion wave. Get that regen globe. So he took Guillotine, and she took Shadowstalk. Unfortunately, I was not able to land that. And I am dead.
Well fought.
Incredible.
My bad. Then Asmodan was like, I'm going to focus my ult and my laser on you. He went laser build, didn't he? Yes, he did. So I'm not very confident in what I'm going to be able to accomplish with Pyroblast. So for zoning purposes, especially for the nukes, I'm going to pick up Phoenix, which is usually my go-to because here's the thing, and this is news for people who want to play Kael'thas. There are so many ways to counter Pyroblast that I feel like you're never going to get any value from it anymore with the amount of ways you can be able to counter it. And it still stuns me, the people that will pick this against heroes and comps that can completely counter it. I'll see them pick it against a Medivh. Medivh is like the main reason you do not pick Pyroblast. Never pick Pyroblast when they have a Medivh on their team. Ever. Or a Genji. And they'll shoot it against Genji. And, you know, he just uses his protected state. The protected state completely nullifies Pyroblast, and yet some people still don't realize that. I am actually gonna... I'm actually gonna go with Fission Bomb. I'm not really going for a Living Bomb build, but... if I was doing Convection, I may go with Pyromaniac to be able to make it where I could do more Flame Strikes, but since we didn't take Convection, Flame Strike is not really going to give me that much value against this composition. Alright, I timed that really well. And he still is able to get away. Oh, I cannot wait for tomorrow's stealth changes. In case you're wondering about when this is taking place. We dropped the Phoenix there to help out our Illidan, although it looks like he got it anyway. Alright, so I finished my Mana Addict quest, so now we have this Arcane Barrier, a shield that can be able to help us out. in case we get caught out of positioning pretty badly. Like if Tyrande uses her Shadow Stalk to try and ambush us. Come on, Nova, get her. Oh. Oh, the Vala blocked the snipe. I'm trying to get in position where I can hit with my stun, and I did! And there we go. That is a dead Asmodan. Gonna grab this nuke here. There's another one right there.
Arming your nuke now.
There we go. And by the way, that's not capped, so I can continue to increase my maximum mana with mana addicts. The more regen globes, it'll just keep continuing to grow my my maximum mana bar. Drop Phoenix there to try and also attack that fort. I feel like we didn't really need to drop 2 nukes there, but hey, it's just gonna get us to level 16. Alright, so usually, obviously, if I had taken Convection, I would have wanted to... I think I hit Vala there. There we go. For zoning purposes, I'm going to go with Fury of the Sunwell, even though I'm not going to get the insane damage that I would normally get if I had taken Convection. Our team is doing what they can. Actually, we just got a quad kill on them. I'm going to go back to heal up, as well as clean this up. I had to go back and heal anyway, so I may as well just go over here and clean this up. They want to go for the boss, which I'm not opposed to. I think that's the right play. I just had no health, and I was in no position to help take care of that. I'm going to go ahead and drop my ult. The thing about Phoenix, though, it has a very short cooldown. It used to be shorter. It used to be like 40 seconds. And Blizzard saw everyone picking that and just spamming that like crazy. And they were like, yeah, we want to make it where it's a little bit more smarter of when to use it as opposed to just spamming it all the time. So they increased it to 60 seconds. While Pyroblast now has a, what is it, a full cooldown. Gonna go ahead and put that down there in case they try and steal that from us. We got it. Very nice. I'm gonna go over here. It looks like Illidan wants to get the other boss. I'm going to grab this to have it help push along with the boss. Because, of course, the enemy team is going to be trying to stop that the whole way. And this will help push with the boss. Nova may try and get that nuke, but considering that the Somro is there, that may be a bad idea. The Lunar is going to try and get this nuke here. I better go over here and try to help her out against this Asmodan. Go. Oh, very nice precision strike. His minions stopped me. From the Nova to take out that Asmodan. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, there's the Samuro. Alright, I'm gonna drop the Phoenix. I think I am dead, and they are probably gonna get this nuke. Yes, they did. I probably should have dropped that nuke before they killed me. Oh, our Nova sniped the Tyrande while she was in Shadow Stalk. Excellent snipe from our Nova there. Once again, we have killed 4 members of the enemy team, with the Zul'jin now being the only one up. Lunara is trying to take that camp by herself. Illidan's going to grab this nuke. This is a fantastic opportunity for us. They did take down the boss down here, but that camp that I grabbed is helping continue push this lane, which we are getting value from, as it is now pushing all the way to that gate. And looks like we are going to be able to try and take down this keep in the top lane. Oh, it's such low health. I really hope that they can be able to get in there and finish that off. I don't think they are going to be able to. But we did grab this camp, which will help continue to push that top lane. I am now back up. We are very close to level 20 here. See how we are doing. Obviously, mainly focusing on siege instead of hero damage here.
Let us capture this mercenary.
I am not opposed to that, even though the entire enemy team is up, though. So that is a very risky play. Ooh, nice. We're gonna have a really buffed up Illidan with, of course, the shields from Tassadar. I am gonna go... Normally, if I had gone Convection, I would have, without question, gone for Flamethrower here. I think instead I'm gonna go with Master of Flames. Just to give us some kind of value, I guess, from Living Bomb. But Flamethrower paired up with a souped up Convection quest is just, along with everything else, is so great. One, because it increases the range, and it reduces the cooldown if you hit 2 or more, which then if you have picked Burned Flesh, you are doing even more damage if you hit 2 or more because of the percentage of health it takes away. So, there's a fantastic... Oh my gosh, that damage. Thank you, Tassadar. I am gonna go back and heal, because that almost killed me. I think I activated the barrier before that hit me, which shows the timing I have on that barrier. I don't usually get the barrier, so it doesn't usually happen all that often for me, so my timing on that is a little rusty. They are doing a really good job. They are doing that. I'm going to go ahead and grab this camp here. When you get Fury of the Sunwell, as you can see, Kael'thas is just able to grab camps pretty fast. Now, in the upcoming changes, I have heard that's going to be a little more difficult, because they are making them a little bit more difficult to grab. They can actually lower your armor and such. I'm going to go ahead and clear out this wave. As you can see, Flame Strike, tremendous ability at wave clear. This makes Kael'thas a really good wave clear hero, and my team is losing this fight right now. And I am in trouble here against this Asmodee. Unfortunately, I got out of range of his laser, so his laser has been completely nullified. I'm going to go ahead and put that Flame Strike there to try and help our Tassadar get away. I would hope he would run. I'm surprised he is going back in like that, considering. See, four members of the enemy team are dead, actually, now. Except for that Zul'jin, but, ugh. I just really thought that Tassadar was going to try and get out of there. I'm going to go ahead and keep going here because, as you can see, that... Oh, Nova. I don't think you need to waste that nuke like that at all. Well, okay, whatever. Well, we can't push with the rest of our team, so instead I'm going to go down here and try and grab this camp. Hopefully the Zul'jin does not see me. I'm going to go ahead and drop my Phoenix here to help out. Get this quickly. There we go. That'll push that and keep them occupied. The Illidan wants to go for the boss down here. That's definitely a risky play with the Samuro and Vala. Well, the Vala's in the top lane, so... Look at this. 38 globes, and you can see my extra maximum mana is at 1280 now. Obviously not going to get much value from Living Bomb. There's the Vala. I'm going to go ahead and activate my barrier to try and help me survive against this Vala. Unfortunately, we don't have a healer. And I think this is a very dangerous situation here. Cap it! Oh my goodness. Alright, stun the Tyrande. Hopefully she does not snipe me. I'm going to go ahead and run, because I am anticipating she is going to snipe me.
The warheads are ready for collection.
Tear down the enemy's core.
Push with win.
Indeed.
Like, we have a boss pushing the lane. The entire enemy team is dead. We should be trying to core. They are grabbing the nukes, I guess, to help, either to use on the core or use on the keep to have the boss get there faster. The boss is still at full health.
A fine choice.
Like, right now, I'm going to go ahead and drop my Phoenix on the core. Go go ahead and use Flame Strike. And there we go. It is going to be GG. So as you can see, a different type of Kael'thas with this build as opposed to a Flame Strike Convection Kael'thas. I got no kills, but then again, I wasn't really focused. It's a different mentality. If you go with Convection, obviously you're going to want to focus on attacking heroes up until you finish your quest. Therefore, my damage in hero damage would have been up. I've had games where I've had over 100,000 hero damage on Kael'thas, but that was with Convection. But if you take Mana Addict, you're going to want to help out your team clear lanes, get XP, and of course get those regen globes to increase your maximum mana. So you can either have a hero damage emphasized Kael'thas, but it becomes more risky because then the team's going to want to focus you because they can keep track of your Convection stacks, and they're going to try and do everything they can possible to stop you from fulfilling your Convection quest. But if you go with the build that I went with, it helps be able to increase your wave clear, do your XP contribution, and you, of course, with Flame Strike, a souped up Flame Strike, you then have a tremendous amount of wave clear. I can tell you guys, just with Flame Strike, I have been able to have games where I've had not only 100,000 hero damage, but like 200,000 siege damage, like in the same game. Like, Kael'thas has incredible amounts of AoE damage if you are able to do it correctly. And some people, I think they are still, how do I put this? They are still, what's the proper term here to describe people who they miss the Living Bomb stuff so much that they are reluctant to accept the new one and try to learn how the new one is meant or designed to be played, as opposed to, you know, but they still hang on to that old version of Kael'thas that they don't want to learn another way to play him. They just want to try and force the old way to be played. I don't know what the term is, but that's how I gather some other Kael'thas players are. Me, I embraced this new Kael'thas and decided that I'm going to like warmly embrace the AoE damage aspect of him. So the talents we went with today, Mana Addict, because of the kind of damage I thought they were going to be able to do. Not to mention the Tyrande being able to sneak up on me and try to ambush me, which she tried to do. Fortunately, I think I had a Nova teammate or Tassar teammate there to help me out, so they were really good in that regard. Of course, Azmodan got me that one time because he dropped his invasion on me and lasered me. Plus, I also was worried about the Samuro getting me with his sneak up on me with his stealth, even though Convection benefits immensely from his images. Like, if I have had games where against Samuro and Rexxar, and I'm able to finish Convection so quickly because, of course, Misha also counts towards that, and Samuro's images each count towards a Convection stack. So I probably could have done it, considering that I only died 2 times, but I didn't want to risk it. I want to, and plus there's quite a few regen globes on this map, especially when you pick up the nuke. So we went with Mana Addict, Netherwind to be able to have that increased range on that stun that I thought could hopefully benefit against some of these players like the Azmodan with his laser. Sun King's Fury because I didn't think I was going to benefit from Burnt Flesh, considering that they mainly were low health heroes, except with the exception of Azmodan. Phoenix because I thought they would have a number of ways to counter Pyroblast. Plus I thought it would be a great zoning tool for when we are trying to either go for the nukes or go for the camps and the boss. Fission Bomb, that in case I was able to actually get a good Living Bomb off, which it can work via the Samuro images and such, that it could have an easier time to spread. Fury of the Sunwell for more zoning, as well as more lane clear. And Master of Flames, just in case I was able to do that, but obviously not really the way to go. Or didn't really benefit from it that much. Obviously, the Flame Strike build, I'm telling you guys, this build is so strong. It's very risky, but it is strong despite what some people may say. Convection, and then I used to go with Mana Tap all the time, but Netherwind I realized was much more beneficial as well for my team as well as for myself, being able to have that extra range on that stun. Having that stun at times can be extremely beneficial for your team. Burned Flesh Phoenix, not Pyroblast. Don't take Pyroblast when they have so many ways to counter it, and you will get no value from it. A 100-second cooldown that gives you no value, no thanks. You will get some value from Phoenix every 60 seconds. Zoning, not that much damage, but the zoning and such can be extremely beneficial for your team. Pyromaniac, so you can be able to use some of those abilities like Flame Strike a little bit more often. Fury of the Sunwell, so it explodes a second time. If they are all bunched up together trying to either capture a point or in a pinch point like a bridge or a place that's very walled off, that's extremely beneficial. And Flamethrower to give you more cast range for it, as well as if you hit 2 or more, then the cooldown is reduced even more. So you guys can see what I'm talking about here, how extremely strong it is, and why this build alone got me from silver to platinum in Hero League. I am not exaggerating in that. That is why I'm pretty sure if I can pull it up here. Let's see here. Let's see. Hero League. Let me try and find that season for you guys. Let's see. No, not that one. I think it was this one here. You can see 67 wins. No. It was the previous. Maybe it was the previous season. Because you can see the first season I was in silver. And then the following season, the high rank I got was to Platinum 5. 39 wins with Kael'thas. My win rate, what was my win rate with him? 54%, had, some good games, some bad games, but I just kept playing him, and he got me I thought, better at the game. Obviously, I died a lot, but that was because I was going through a learning curve, growing pains with trying to really learn this character and try to get better at him. But the kills I was able to gain, as you can probably see, all time. Look at that. Over 1,000 kills with Kael'thas. You'll see him, obviously, at the top there quite a bit, including at the top of assists because of the stuns. Obviously, the most deaths, but that's, of course, me going through the growing pains of positioning and such. And sometimes you just get caught out, and most wins, of course. He's like the top there, with the exception of win rate, because win rate is weird. Like, it only, it even counts very minimal games played. But, I hope you guys can understand what I'm trying to get through here about Kael'thas and how good he is and can be. He just takes time and practice if you want to get good at him. I had to put in that time, and I benefited from it in terms of my being able to climb through ranked and Hero League, where now I feel extremely confident as a Kael'thas player, whether I take Convection or Mana Addict, being able to serve a purpose either as a hero damage dealer or as a lane clear siege damage dealer. So, very versatile, very strong. Not as strong as he was in his heyday when he first came out, but he is still in a very good spot. I'm telling you guys, Kael'thas is really good. I highly recommend it. So, for the longest time, he was only referred to as KT, but many of us were like, well, he's not the real KT. That belongs to somebody else. Well, recently, that KT was finally added into the game, and we will be taking a look, of course, at Kael'thas when we come back. Stay tuned.